Welcome to the University of Calgary Health Sciences Library tutorials. This session will discuss how to find clinical practice guidelines. Clinical practice guidelines are documents created by expert panels in which clinical course of actions are agreed upon by consensus using an evidence-based medicine framework. These summarized documents are primarily written for diagnosis, therapy, prognosis, and prevention topics. Guidelines are often consulted for contentious topics such as screening, as they are reviewed and updated regularly. Note that while anyone can access and search guidelines, the supporting evidence may not be all open access material. Copy and paste the title of a paper into the search box on our homepage to get access to the full text at library.ucalgary.ca/hsl. Guidelines can often be consulted based on geography. This is important to consider when consulting guidelines, as these documents may have differing recommendations based on the region that you're practicing medicine in. For example, Towards Optimized Practice, or TOP, is created for practice in Alberta, and there are other provincial guidelines available. Our national guideline is CMA InfoBase for clinical resources. Internationally, you can look at the National Guideline Clearinghouse or the TRIP database, Turning Research into Practice, which both is US-centric but has European and Canadian content. So let's try these guidelines, searching for material on diabetes and hypoglycemia. The first one that we'll look at is Towards Optimized Practice. To get to this website, go to www.topalbertadoctors.org. In the top blue banner, you'll see CPGs, standing for Clinical Practice Guidelines. You can search or scan by category. You can also look at the latest updated CPGs or check out these topics. For our purposes, let's do a specific topic search on hypoglycemia. And there's not that many right now. It's showing 4 results. But the neat thing about this is that the publications are made in PDF format, which makes it easy for you to upload these to your smartphone or tablet for ease of referral. To get to CMA InfoBase, go to www.cma.ca and then select Clinical Resources. CMA InfoBase covers Canadian guidelines, including guidelines developed by provinces, and it does pick up top guidelines. To be included, it must be produced in Canada and developed or revised in the last 5 years. You can either browse by condition, specialty, recent additions, developers, or titles, or search for your topic in the search bar. I recommend that you browse by condition first. Let's see if we can find diabetes in the list. Already, we can see that there are 54 guidelines on the topic of diabetes. Just like in the top database, you can download these PDFs onto your smartphone or tablet. The National Guideline Clearinghouse is from the Agency of Healthcare Research and Quality in the US. To get there, go to www.guideline.gov. Guidelines must meet the NGC inclusion criteria to be included on this website, and it uses the IOM definition. National Guideline Clearinghouse provides structured, standardized summaries containing information derived from guidelines using the NGC template of guideline attributes. It also includes international guidelines and uses both American and British spelling. Let's look up glycemic. Guidelines.gov is very easy to use. You can easily view a guideline synthesis for a bottom line, or you can select multiple guidelines and compare them against each other. Here is the original article publication date, and it shows you the revision date in brackets. So let's choose number 2, Diagnosis and Management of Type 2 Diabetes mellitus in Adults. And then we could compare it to another one, such as Management of Type 2 Diabetes mellitus. Just scroll up and select Compare Guidelines. We can select all and then click Compare. The nifty thing about guideline comparison is that it provides the 2 titles of the guidelines and gives you a nice quick look at the similarities and differences between the 2 guidelines. The TRIP database is easily found in Google, or you can just point your browser to www.tripdatabase.com. The TRIP database is freely available and has international coverage. It does a really nice job of categorizing the guidelines on the right-hand side. Let's search for glycemic control. Note that both American and British spellings are retrieved. On the right-hand side, you can see the different countries that have guidelines on this topic. So we can select Canada, and there's 59 results for glycemic control. Information on the TRIP is picked up by the CMA Infobase as well as the Registered Nurses of Ontario. Where you see the Adobe icon, the full text is immediately available. Otherwise, TRIP is going to link you to guidelines.gov. Over here, the advanced search lets you specify the words that must be in the title, which can be very useful if you're getting a lot of results, but not specifically on what you're looking for. So this concludes the session. For more information or if you have any questions, please contact us at library.ucalgary.ca/HSL.